Hello? Can you hear me? Just say yes or no. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm running all day long. This is Poland, and stay about 15 minutes. Okay. This class is for the course reasons, but I put some work into it, and we are the teachers here. I'm so very happy that Nice is here and Ivona is here. Let me just give you the audio, please, and just tell me some things about you, please. And if you please use the big font, because I don't see very well, really. So I'm giving you the audio, and just say something. I could also give you the video if you wish, but always this is the question mark, because we are the women, not always. Yes? Go ahead.
Great.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, my name is
Neves. I keep mixing it up. I'm sorry. Neves.
No,
okay.
Okay.
All right. And Ivona, you need to know that Neves became my very, very good friend online. And we just met not very long time ago. But she's so helpful, and she's such a wonderful, wonderful friend that I wish I had more friends like that. Thank you, Neves.
Thank you.
Ivona, could you please just introduce yourself? You got the mic.
Okay.
But are you wearing headset?
I'm wearing only headphones and I have to use my mic, which is built into my netbook, because it's kind of very simple device I use. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Well, thank you.
Very well.
That's good. I live in Lublin, in Poland. I've been teaching for over 20 years. I used to teach in secondary school, in lower secondary, in higher secondary. Now I teach students at Maria Curie-Skłodowska University. I teach to...
Just for, Ivona, just a sec. For Neves, this university is very prestigious.
Oh, thank you. To hear that. Thank you.
Okay, and you came to WizIQ just because you found the WizIQ online, or how did you find out about the platform?
Well, I just came across someday, and now and I was fascinated, and I'm just very happy that I can join all these courses and also practice my English.
Absolutely. So I can see that my student came here. His name is Jakub Kalinowski. And Jacob, I would like you to introduce yourself so my friends, teachers would can find out if my methods are good. Okay, so I can see Jacob is probably working on his settings or something. And I will tell you, Jacob is 16, I believe, years old, and I am preparing him for his A-level exams. In Poland, this is the Matura exam, and and he's very interested in improving different languages. And so English is one of them. And I'm not going to run the regular class. Okay, Jacob is back.
Mhm.
Jacob, I'm giving you the mic. Yes? And please introduce yourself. Make me proud of you. Okay. Go ahead. He's just, okay.
Hello?
Now I can see it. Hi.
Can you hear
Hi,
me?
Jacob. Yes, but too loud. Too loud. Too loud.
Okay.
Lower the volume, please. Lower the volume. Okay.
And now?
Not? Yes, now it's perfect. Yes, 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 yes. So go ahead and tell us, my dear student, what are you doing here?
So I'm Jacob, I'm 8 years old, and I started learning English with Halina since I am 15.
I was.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Don't be shy. There's nothing to be shy about. Okay.
This year
So what are
I'm
your-
taking my final exams and I want to study economy in Warsaw.
Yeah, it's going to be very prestigious school too, and he's extremely interested in economy. So while our meetings, because I'm his tutor, English tutor, I have to talk about economy, which I don't understand, because economy for me is just, I don't know, astronomy. But Jacob is explaining me things. Okay, Jacob, tell them about my method, because you are the, example, what I do or what I don't really do during the classes. Go ahead, Jacob.
So I think that your methods are great because I can speak English in way better than I used to speak before I started taking your classes.
Okay, thank you very much, Jacob. I don't want to take advantage of you. I'm just showing my project. And Neves, it was such a hard job because I didn't know how to make the banner for the course. And banner. And I watched your video several times, but then I just didn't want which program to use. Now I know that I can use just simple PowerPoint from Google Drive, and I made it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So for Ivona, if you didn't manage yet, go ahead and use the Google Drive. And now I'm showing you my project, Halina's Conversational English. And it's just, I'm not the PR person. I am not very comfortable with promoting myself, and I'm trying to learn it from the young teachers. And so this is what I did. I'm going to make a PowerPoint presentation out of this, but see, when I put it, I'm sorry, I will use the pointer. Okay, when I put it, when I uploaded it, the file got damaged. You can see that. I never know why. But, so these are basically my, the information about my course and what I'm going to do about it. And I am not going to teach the grammar. And, I never do this, and because I believe that most of all we sing the language. We sing the language, and we use expressions, we use chunks, we use collocations. And at Polish schools, the teaching is about the isolated vocabulary. Jacob is now learning isolated vocabulary, and he's doing this just to provoke me. Really. And I do not teach the grammar rules. What I teach, as I told you, through conversation, through communication, through dialects, through the reading, and this is what I really do. And of course, I'm passionate about music in language teaching, because as you probably remember, I am Polish, a language teacher. I teach Polish, the foreigners who come to study in Poland. And of course, I teach English. But in both situations, I have the same method, and it was a history about why I did it. I changed it, but this is for us teachers to discuss. Yes, and I don't know. I text it like this, but you can see the course outline and the classes. And why I didn't do the very particular schedule here, because if I have real students, I would always adjust my classes. I would always try to fit into their needs. So, of course, the sound theory, and then the classes which are going to be planned, thinking about the particular student's needs. Even when I use music for learning, for language teaching, I always have to kind of find out about their music preferences. So when I use the music, let me see if I find. And during this micro-teaching, I tried to show my colleagues how I do it. But I learned a lot from this micro-teaching, because I shouldn't have tried to practice the classes. I should have just talk about it, just talk about my theories. And I'm just going through the presentation that you saw, but I had to be very fast. I had to be very brief, because I didn't have much time. So, and remember Neves, and you will remember Casablanca. It's such a wonderful movie. And Jacob is not into this kind of classes, and he has never accepted singing. But that's okay. I have different students. And let me see what I really wanted to show you. What are my topics and what are my interests? What is important in education? Oh my gosh, the quality. This is my post. This is my post, but it's such a bad quality, so you can't really see it.
Sorry.
Say it again. Go ahead and say it again. Okay, so this is something what I write. It's about my methods, etc., etc. And I'm also interested in culture. But to make it nicer, maybe I will. Let me see if this is what I want. Yeah, this is one of the videos which I produced for my students. showing you the whole YouTube, but I just wanted you to see what kinds of activities I use. And see, about new virtual. Before I start my course, I always show my students this video just to tell them how to feel comfortable in. I have been using the tools because they're just wonderful. And you can see here the whiteboard with all the tools, and on the right hand side you can see the presenters tools, the webcam, the microphone, and the pencil. And then there's a chat box. You can write and communicate during the class using the chat box, and as a presenter you can enable or disable chat for the audience. Of the class that I always use it, and also I will show you. You know about my music and teaching, and thank you. And now I will show you one class with no music, but it is about reading. Okay, and yeah, I put here also the netiquette, the presentation that I had at the conference. My very important for me presentation was online or not online, and I did my research because it's so hard to talk students into online education. So this was really important for me, and for that reason I also invited my online friend Cheryl from the United States, and she came to Wrocław. She came to my Department of Foreign Languages and gave the presentation. So now I will switch to the presentation just a little bit, just 2 minutes.
I will do some motivational videos, morphisms, all kinds of very short videos. I know they're not reading my syllabus. I know they're not reading some of the things I post in class. I do know they're watching videos about it. Matter of fact, last night in my hotel room, to say I'm teaching 4 classes right now, online while I'm here. And so I did a video, and it was like, hello from Poland, and I'm giving them all kinds of stuff, and it was 40 seconds. But it was enough that they could see me in the background. I can move my computer. I can show them pictures. My students know that I'm traveling the world, but I'm still teaching them from the hotel rooms where I've been in this country. Technology is it's not very fast, but it works. And my students are like, wow, she's not just in America. I did this again. I was in Vancouver, Canada, in June. Same lecture. And it was really amazing because my students now, online gives you the ability, have computers, I can travel anywhere. Whether in the United States or around the world, I'm still teaching my classes with my students. I loved being a student that way, except for economics. My economics professor was in the United Nations. He was a very difficult professor. But I liked the fact that he was doing it. He wasn't sitting in a classroom, he wasn't behind a desk, he was out in the world, and I get to learn from him more than if I would have been in the classroom and just had those faculty on the ground. I now have teachers all over the world doing amazing things, and now I get to be one of them, and I'm very excited about that. So here's the idea is you go to YouTube, just type in Dr. Cheryl Lenz, and you'll see many of them. Sometimes what I will do is if I see problems in my classes, I will just post videos. So the first time I create them, it takes a little bit more time. I've been doing this since January 2011. Started with one video. Now I have over 100. So it's taken me a little time. You can't do this automatically, but now it takes me 2 seconds to post a video instead of having to recreate it as long as the information doesn't change. So it's like having an online library that's just for me, and I can use it again and again and again. Very efficient. A lot of fun. It does take a little learning though. So here's what the YouTube channel looks like. And you'll see it changes a little bit in there. So an introductory video, some of the books that I have, and I'll show you some more that are in here. But this is how I have many ways of using the same technology. So the first time I'll create the video, sometimes with my camera, talking head. Sometimes the video I showed you, pictures, music, etc. And then I do it twice, is that I have the video, this is the video here.
Listened to the whole presentation, but I just wanted you to realize this was an amazing situation because I met her at the airport in my town, in Wrocław. And yes, and she was doing a wonderful, wonderful job trying to persuade, to explain my colleagues that online teaching is a wonderful way of teaching. I can see Brian came. Brian, I'm so very happy that you're here. This is wonderful. And I'm going to give you the mic in a second just to, I want you to feel comfortable here. And I'm going with this presentation that I think it was a nice one. But then, Brian, please get ready for just, yeah, I will give the mic to Brian. But I'm also interested in the cultural diversities, and of course, etiquette and netiquette. And I didn't do a good job on this because I didn't have time, but I really like to talk about it because I think there's a lot to do. And people just forget about some things. The first rule, it's so obvious that remember the human, even though you are online, but we are humans. So we should not forget about it. Okay, I'm not going to preach. I'm not a preacher. I'm just a teacher. I didn't want to be so poetic. Now, Brian, I'm giving you the mic, please. And as you know, Brian is my colleague. We did the micro teaching, and we had a wonderful time. The only thing is just, this is important. Refrain from personal abuse. And it is so very important. I teach those rules, the etiquette and good manners in face-to-face university classes because I feel the need to talk about it. Nowadays, people they are losing this sensibility, and we should be tactful. We really should remember that hurting people is a bad, bad habit. Brian, you are on. Thank you, Brian. I'm giving you the mic.
What are we doing?
It's just, we are just talking about methods, about teaching, what you like doing. It's important for you in teaching. So I don't know, you did a wonderful job on our micro teaching, and Nevis, you need to go. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much for being here. It's just a pleasure to have you here. Do widzenia z Polski. Ciao, ciao. Yes. And Brian, I will show also the presentation about Polish language. And where is it? I'm just trying to find it. Aha, Poland. That's it. Poland and Polish language. Ivona, I think you can talk about it. And this is just for my foreigners. And I will just go through the slides. So I would show them where Poland is, and I would give some very basic information about Poland. Brian, I'm going to put you through the test about Poland. Have you ever been to Poland, Brian? Hey, Brian.
We can't hear him.
Hey. Oh, I can't. Brian, we can't hear you. Okay. So, but Ivona, you can give me a helping hand here, and we will be showing them how to speak Polish. And of course, Polish flag, emblems, everything, the currency. It's always not enough, right, Ivona? Not enough. And religion. People, very many people would be surprised that we also have different kinds of religion in Poland. But because I teach foreigners, I teach Polish to foreigners, I have all kinds of cultures and religions, and I have to be very, very careful when I talk. We have many Islamic people, so and it is not very easy to run this kind of meetings. And of course the clothes, and I always talk about Polish Highlanders. Are you teaching it to Ukrainians? But I teach Polish to very many Ukrainians and Belarusians because they come to my university and they want to study in Poland. Brian, Ivona, don't tell Brian. He needs to. He needs. Who disappeared? Brian, who disappeared? Okay. Brian, can you kind of try to read the text on the... Okay, traditional Polish food. Brian, go ahead. So, what is this? Try. Go ahead. Say it. Ostańkowicz. Ostańkowicz. Okay. Okay. Żurek. Perfect. Okay. I will go further to make it. It's just. Oh no way! It got stuck. Okay, Polish alphabet. Brian, please go. Poor Brian.
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay, Jakub, I'm giving you the mic. Jakub, I'm giving you the mic. Please teach my friend, British gentleman, Polish alphabet. Be a good teacher. Jakub, go.
I'll try. O.
because I have this for like every day. Okay, Jacob, how about this one? Yes. And how about this one?
Ow. Ow.
Ow. Okay, and now we are going really, we are being bad. This one?
Me.
No clue? Okay, and this one is?
Shh. Shh.
Okay, and now I'm really bad. This one, Jakub, Jacob, what is this?
This is ch.
Ch. Good. And this one is?
Z. Z.
Yes, perfect. And this one is?
G. G.
And this one is?
G. G.
J. And this one is?
Ż. Ż.
Oh, perfect. You are getting better and better, Brian. And the last one?
Sz.
And now, Jacob, I'm so sorry, Brian, because you are the only one who can be our student. So there is like Polish saying, this is like tongue, how do we call it? Tongue twister, and we would say w czasie suszy szosa sucha. Okay. And cześć. Cześć.
Cześć.
Say it.
Cześć.
Cześć. Witajcie.
Witajcie.
Perfect! You can come to Poland with no problems now. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Perfect! Proszę.
Proszę.
Perfect! Przepraszam.
Przepraszam.
Perfect! Do widzenia.
Do widzenia.
Do widzenia. Yes.
Do
Cześć! Bravo! Okay, and then there is a Polish. You can come to Poland, no problem. So this is for my students and the, the very beautiful places here and my Wrocław. And when I talk and I teach Polish culture and Polish history, I always refer to Norman Davis. Maybe, Brian, you know the Professor Norman Davis because you teach history, right?
I've heard the name.
Brian, are you
I've heard the name. Yeah.
also? Yeah. So Norman Davis is a British historian. He's very English British. He's very interested in European history, and he wrote several books about Wrocław, the history of Wrocław, and Wrocław is the meeting place. The meeting place, it comes from the long time ago, but this is not. And see, Wrocław, this is my city, and this is the place where I was graduated. This is Wrocław University. I studied in this building, and I loved it. I loved it. University of Wrocław, Aula Leopoldina. If you come here for a visit, I will take you there, because this is really something to see. And now I will just show you one of the materials for the reading. For example, I do this kind of exercise while teaching English. And what I do, I ask my students, first of all, Jacob knows about this technique. I have the text. Students, first there's a listening because I have the audio for this text. I don't have it in this class, but normally I have the audio here. And then there are some exercises, and I think they are very, very good exercises because this is like learning vocabulary, right? Yeah. And matching phrases. And also at the end of this all, I have, but that's a very big file. I don't know if I can get it. I have the discussion after this. So I think I was talking a lot. Maybe you would like to ask me questions, or maybe we can sing a song. Or Brian, I can give you the co-presenter link if you wish, and you will just let me see. I will give co-presenter links to. Just a second. I'm looking. Share the link for co-presenter. Okay, I got it, and I'm going to put it right here. This is for co-presenter. So both of you, Ivana and Ryan, welcome to the class. Use the link and get all the tools you need to be here and to run the class. All of us, we have the library. So if Brian or Ivana, I don't know about Ivana, have you managed to create your WizIQ library? Okay. So, but you know how to function. You could use this class for yourself. And would you like to click on the link and come here? All right, welcome. We can have some music in the middle because I don't want to get too serious about this. See, this was my presentation, and I did work. No, it should work for you. And Brian, have you tried? So all of you, Jacob, you could try it too. So you will be presenter here. See? It's not working. Why? I have no idea why. Okay, so as you can see, I ask a very basic question. What is education, right? So what is culture?
Yep.
And how should we educate? And one thing which really worries me is the standard of our Polish education nowadays. I don't know if you agree with me, but I have been teaching for over 40 years. 40 years. So, and my husband too. And I don't know, something gets wrong. And I don't know, Jacob, are you satisfied with your school? I think that Jacob likes his school because Jacob is very, very ambitious and extremely demanding. He's very demanding as a student. Jacob, go ahead and just talk to us.
About school?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your opinion about it?
I think that my school is good, but my English lessons are not so good. It's the higher...
But you have a good teacher, I think.
Yes, but the higher...
Not
group
me,
has a
not me,
better
but...
teacher.
I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about your teacher at school. I think he's all right.
He's not
Although
bad,
you're...
he could do
What
better.
would... Okay, we can always do it better. And what is your... okay, tell us about the different subjects and tell us what were you planning to do? Because Brian does not know Polish educational system. And just help me out.
I have to talk about the educational system, yes? Okay. So in Poland, after your junior high school, you went to high school or technicum, how is it called?
Vocational. Ivona, vocational,
Yes, vocational.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So school takes 3 years. And now 4 years.
Yes,
But
that's true.
why were you planning to study in England? Because one time he came for our meeting and he just told me he's going to study in England. Which university was it? Because I forgot, I'm sorry.
Warwick University or the London School of Economics.
Mm-hmm.
And why have you changed your mind?
Because of my friends, family, and money. Because studying in England is very expensive.
Yes. And Brian, Warwick is just down the road from Brian, so think about it, because Brian is my friend, so maybe he could help you out, get you some job. The job like in the restaurant or whatever. You can speak English, you can do things. Okay. Ivona, could you please tell me, thank you very much, Jacob. I know you were not prepared for this kind of activity here, but thank you so very much for taking the risk and talking to us. Ivona, could you please...
Yeah, actually.
Okay. Ivona, and what is your point of view?
On what?
Of Polish education.
On Polish education. There's a lot to be done. Still. Well, it's difficult to say it in a few sentences. But, of course, it should be improved, but can we do it, actually? Actually, we can just try what we can do during our lessons, classes, as just teachers, and I don't think it's that, but it's not very bad, but I think used to be better in the past.
It used to be better, and I will tell you that some time ago, a long time ago, when I lived in the States, I was so proud of Polish education because I felt very, very comfortable. I do not have PhD. I'm just only the master. But I didn't have any problems with communicating with American professors. I used to cooperate with the professors from UCLA. I was very proud of Polish education, really, because I knew a lot. I really knew a lot. Okay, and nowadays, I don't know. The students, they come and there is no background. There is nothing you can base your education on. You have to give them everything from the scratch. They don't know things. And I just really am very, very upset about it. Brian, let us listen to your opinion of British education, because during my English tutoring and classes, I talk about British education. I talk about different systems in different countries. Could you please tell us very briefly how does it work in your country, please?
At the moment, we have a problem in our country because a lot of the classes in schools have more migrants than they have actually English people. So in some cases you get 90 or 95% migrant children in the class who know very little English, who have to be taught English before they can actually do any other subject in the whole school. And although in the primary schools that's not a problem because everybody learns English in the primary school and they build up their language, but in secondary school it poses quite a problem for the students who come from every country virtually in the world now to Britain, because their level of English isn't where it needs to be to actually study.
Okay, so you teach foreigners, yes? You teach English?
I teach a lot of Eastern European students, adults
okay.
And post-16 students as well. So, but unfortunately it makes, in my setting it's okay, but if I go back to teaching in schools, it's going to be difficult because they have to have support workers who can help them to understand what the teacher is actually saying in the lesson. That means your lessons, instead of having a lesson which is all about, say for instance, chemical principles, you've got to take each little bit individually, and one lesson could then take 3 lessons to actually fully explain to the students what they really need to know.
Yeah, Brian, it's very much the same with my Polish language teaching.
Yeah.
So, and this is the reason I do not use the bridge language. When I teach Polish, I speak Polish, and I use lots of non-verbal communication. Lots of non-verbal communication.
So this is what I learned in my shelter. I learned from an Iranian teacher who would not speak English, and when we did how to understand foreign languages, she actually spoke to everyone in her own language and also gesticulated in body language what she wanted, and that's how we learned.
Yeah, this is what I do.
In those particular lessons. And then we understood then how difficult it was for a student who has a foreign language to learn English. So, and the other thing that I find is I always teach respect to students, so that then they'll get a better form of education and a better response from people than if they're quite rude to people. you know. So,
Yeah. And it is like if you have the multicultural class, people from different cultures, from different religions, which I do have.
I have people from Syria, Somalia, Iraq, Iran, Poland, Lithuania, Romania, Russia.
So the same.
I have everybody from everywhere. But
the same here. Same here. So I do not use any kind of bridge language.
No.
Anything. I just use Polish, non-verbal communication, and a lot of drawing and showing. You know. So I go out on the street and I would tell them, this is the tram and this is the shop. And we go to the shop and I show them things. Yeah. So welcome. Thank you very much, Brian. It was very interesting. And welcome Maria and Guadalupe. Guadalupe is here and Maria is here. And we were talking about our experiences and our techniques of teaching languages. So I would be more than happy to listen to Maria and Guadalupe. Is it okay if I give you the audio controls or maybe also the camera? Maria, would you accept your microphone, please, and tell us about education in Spain? Thank you so much, and Guadalupe, you are the next. Okay, Maria, please, and the camera too. Or you don't want camera, just tell me. I have a lot of noises now. Maria, it's loading. Your connection is alright. You did not accept controls. This is what they
have.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you for coming.
Okay.
So we were talking about education, online, and all kinds of techniques and courses. Do you run a course on WizIQ?
Yes, I usually collaborate with Dr. Nelly Deutsch, and from time to time I hold my own courses, but only pilot ones.
Right.
As the 3 series that we held on November with former students, so to give them.
I know.
Yes, you've been there, Halina. Anyway.
Absolutely, and I just loved it because the guy and you and the guy, you are just perfect. In using all kinds of technologies, and for me, because nobody helps me. My husband is extremely against my online activities, and really, just students sometimes they would tell me what to do, and I was admiring all the techniques that you use.
It's part of the merit. I mean, the merit is all theirs because we are always learning from our students. They are the best teachers for us, at least for me.
Yes.
I must admit, I'm very much into IT. I really love computers and all sorts of web tools, and I try to integrate all kinds of web tools into my English lessons. I do not teach English at the moment, but I do teach in English because I'm a teacher trainer at the Ministry of Education, and I teach.
I know.
There. And then at university, what I teach is CLIL and web resources, but the lessons are in English. So I try to keep my
Perfect.
English up that way too.
Yeah, because we forget. I'm forgetting so much, and the skills. I'm losing the skills, and thanks to online meetings, I am trying to update my for example, expressions, because I speak like Shakespeare.
That's right. Yeah, when you are in the classroom, face to face, full time, as I did until a couple of years ago, it's quite easy to be up because, especially if you teach advanced levels of ESL, you've got to be up to date. Because they need to be up to date. But when you leave the classroom face to face, it's only online or you change jobs as I did. It is important to keep in touch with real classroom. So it's a way to keep in touch, not to lose sight of reality.
Absolutely. Maria, I thank you so extremely very much that you came. It's just an honor for me.
Oh, no.
And let us...
It's an honor for me. I'm just so sorry that I was so late because I suddenly remembered that you were there, and then that in a couple of minutes, Dr. Nelly is also starting.
Yeah, I know. And so I know. So I'm going to join. So we have to speed up Guadalupe. Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you so much. And thanks. And Guadalupe, please accept the mic, please. Guadalupe has been my very, very long online friend. We spent a lot of time together learning from Nelly. Guadalupe, let me check your connection. Okay. Yeah, you are good. You are good to go. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good. I'm going to share about how we teach English in Mexico. Most of the schools here in Mexico teach through books, teach through published books, and that is the way that they teach, or they develop their own methods. But one of the problems that they have is what they offer very seldom produces speaking people. And you go to ask for a job or something, because I teach adults, I don't teach I don't really teach college or younger adults. What they ask them for is to speak the language, and then they have a problem because either they've never been outside of Mexico, or even if they have been outside, they have a problem because they cannot understand the English that is spoken in native countries. So that is the problem that they face. And so I compensate that through teaching listening. That's my niche, really. I've been teaching listening for 15 years, and I've tried everything, and I've learned a lot about different ways of teaching them English. Of course, like you said, we've shared a lot of time learning about technology, trying with technology with Dr. Nelly, and that's incredible because listening wouldn't be possible for other people if we didn't do it with technology, right? And last year, I had a wonderful experience because I decided I would start teaching Spanish online. And I had a wonderful experience. WizIQ sold one course, and I started teaching Spanish online. Not grammar, but practical conversation in Spanish. And it was a wonderful experience because a lot of people are very interested in our Latin America. It's an emergent. There are there's a lot of opportunity for business. So a lot of people are turning to America, and they are turning to speaking Spanish.
Right, Guadalupe, I'm so happy you came, but now
I'm developing conversation in
Yeah. This is why my course is conversational English. So a lot of listening, a lot of discussions. But now, thank you, Guadalupe, and we are going to say goodbye because we are joining Nelly's course, right? Are you coming?
Right.
Thank you for being here. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Very much. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you very much. And Jacob, thank you very much that you came here. But I'm going to learn now. So goodbye. The class is over. Thank you. Bye. 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 Ciao. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you.